Joining me now is DPR&Co advertising co-founder Richard Ralphsmith. Richard, we're going to assess the effectiveness of political ads we've seen during this campaign. Let's start with Labor. Many of their ads have targeted Peter Dutton specifically, and there is always a scare campaign around cuts.
The money for Peter Dutton's $600 billion nuclear plan has to come from somewhere. So, 20 years to build, to make up under 4% of the grid, and the CSIRO says it will drive up power bills. And he'll have to drive up the cost of everything else to pay for it. So under Dutton, your health costs go up, under Dutton your tax goes up, under Dutton your HECS debt, childcare, medicines, TAFE fees go up. He cuts, you pay.
Authorised P. Erickson, ALP Canberra.
People say they don't like negative ads, but Richard, negative ads, particularly political negative ads, are enormously effective. They've had other ads painting Peter Dutton as economically illiterate and reckless, dangerous. How effective are they?
They are effective and they're quite easy. It's easy to do a negative ad. It's easy to sort of get people riled up about a negative ad than a positive one. This one's actually had quite a bit of engagement online. It's probably Labor's most effective scare ad. And I think the reason is that average voters do not understand the cost structures of nuclear energy or energy, and any energy for that matter. So raising the spectre of cost and then itemising all of those cost of living issues that are Dutton's means for paying for it is a really, really effective scare campaign.
I want to show you this Greens ad. They've been very clear with their messaging. They're basically saying we want to keep Dutton out of office and we want to get Albo to submit to our demands.
If you're worried about the cost of living, housing or climate crisis, you're not alone.
We can't keep voting for the same two parties and expecting a different result.
The Greens want change. If you need
dental and mental health into Medicare,
A rent freeze.
Cheaper groceries.
and you want to make big corporations pay their fair share of tax, we're with you.
The Greens are within reach of winning new seats across the country.
we'll keep Dutton out and get Labor to act.
I guess we shouldn't be surprised that it's overwhelmingly young people in that ad. That's who they target. They've got a lot of policies that appeal to what I would call low information voters, where you just get everything for free with really no thought of who's paying for this, how we're paying for it.
Yeah. It's a magic pudding.
It is a bit of a magic pudding, but does it work?
Look, I think we'll see. I think the most likely outcome we are going to have from this election, if the betting markets are to be believed, is a Labor-Greens coalition, right? So what's interesting in that ad as well is that out of 30 seconds, they spend 1 second talking about the environment. And as you say, they make it really, really, really clear we're going to keep Dutton out and we're going to drag Labor to the left. So they're putting all their cards on the table, as much as Albanese doesn't want to admit that that's what's going to happen if the votes fall that way.
How do you strike that balance between being able to articulate a position in an ad, say this is what we stand for, but at the same time getting the message through that the other guy is bad news? We've got to be getting rid of Albo or getting rid of Dutton. How do you manage that when you've got limited time, limited budget?
Well, the first thing is you don't try to do everything, right? You need to create an overarching narrative that is emotive, that's easy to understand, and that you repeat with all of these different proof points. You can put positive ads, negative ads under it, and people just buy it. I mean, everybody knew in 2008, yes, we can, for Obama. Everybody knows Make America Great Again. If you ask the average Liberal or Labor voter what the line or the overarching theme of either their campaign is, none of them know. And the reason is because they're boring and they keep changing, they keep scattering their messages.
Yeah, you're so right. And we saw that also with Tony Abbott's landslide victory, where it was about stop the boats. We knew what the policy was. We knew about cutting carbon tax. It was clear, and it was a clear point of differentiation. Let's have a look at the Libs now. They've put out a rap song.
Hey, bring them prices down. This is what we need, because Albo's gotta leave. Albo's gotta leave. Hey, situation is critical. Rent prices are at the pinnacle.
Are they trying to make Albo look cool? Because if you watch that, you'd think maybe that was a Labor ad.
I know.
I struggle to understand what angle they're going for with that. Are they trying to appeal to young voters, appear to be hip and cool?
I know. Could the campaign get any dumber? Look, there are two schools of thought. The first one, and I did a bit of a one thing that's great about advertising. Did a lot of Gen Zs in the office. Like, you can always do a straw poll. They all thought it was stupid. They all thought it was like the old man trying to be the cool kid. At the party.
Yes, yes.
Not everyone on TikTok is 18.
A toolie, not a schoolie.
Yeah, exactly. Not everyone on TikTok is 18, and some 18-year-olds are quite smart and engaged as well. So that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin, it's like rage bait. You know, are people going to hate on this enough that, well, while they're hating on it, they're engaged with it and they're sharing it and they're talking it. And this has actually had the most engagement and the most news media and the most sharing of anything that we've had so far. So I think it's debranding for the Liberals. I don't think it looks like the Liberal Party that people trust at all. For those who do trust the Liberal Party, it debrands them among their base. Look, among the young people, it might at least shift the narrative and have them talking about the party, but I don't think it's enough to move the needle.
No, and I think that notion that any publicity is good publicity just because it's getting attention, it's successful, is a very, very dangerous. Yeah, that is, I think, something advertisers say when they come up with bad ads that go viral. They have also put out this effort.
They'll be better off under a Labor government than they will be.
What's he really done?
Has he delivered more housing?
No.
Has he made things cheaper?
No.
Has he fixed the cost of living?
$14, thanks.
No.
Has he made the country safer?
No.
Didn't he spend nearly $500 million on the police?
Yeah, he did that.
We can't afford 3 more years of Labor. Authorised by Ahurst Liberal, Canberra.
What do you think about that ad? Does it pass the pub test?
I was going to say, it's a literal pub test. It's actually had some decent online engagement. It's kind of relatable. The guy on the left looks like he's had 10 beers. So there's $140 cost of living message right there. It does a fairly reasonable job of itemising the failures of the last few years, but it's not real. It's not going to get people talking and sharing, and it's not going to move the needle.
It's a bit boring, that's it. Richard Ralphsmith, thank you so much for your time.